Hi guys, and welcome back to the algebraic fractions topic. In this lesson we're going to be covering how we add and subtract algebraic fractions. So just how you kind of understand the process, we're going to go over a really simple example, not algebraic fractions, just normal fractions, to show you the process. So as you might know, when we are doing simple fractions like this, we need to have a common denominator first. So we need to make these denominators match. So what we'd do is we'd multiply both of these fractions so that we have the lowest common multiple. Lowest common multiple. What's the lowest common multiple of 3 and 4? Well, it's 12. And here's a little trick. If you don't know what the lowest common multiple is, or you can't really work out, you can just multiply these two numbers, but it just means you're going to have to simplify more at the end. So we know the lowest common multiple is 12, so to get 12 on the left here, we'd multiply this fraction by 4. And then we'd multiply this fraction by 3. So this should give us 8 over 12, add 3 over 12, and then adding 8 and 3 gives us 11 over 12, and there is our final answer. We found our lowest common multiple, we added them together by solving, and then we didn't need to simplify because we couldn't simplify at the end. So now that you've got that process, let's go straight into an example and I'll explain how we do this with algebraic fractions. Okay. So look at our first example. It's exactly the same process as with normal fractions. What we need to do is we need to find the lowest common multiple of the two denominators. Well, what's this going to be for 2y and 4y? The lowest common multiple is going to be 4y, because 4y here, we already have it, and then 2y we can easily put into 4y just by multiplying it by 2. So what we're going to do is to achieve this lowest common multiple on the bottom, we're going to have to multiply our fraction on the left, as we did in the last example. So multiplying our fraction on the left, we're going to multiply it by 2. And remember to do both the top and the bottom. So this is going to be 6 over 4y minus 1 over 4y. And now that we have the same denominator, we can solve this. 6 minus 1 is just going to be 5, and then as we know, the denominator stays the same over 4y. So now we have our answer, just 5 over 4y. Now remember, we cannot just multiply it by anything we want and change the fraction to suit us, because then it wouldn't be the same fraction. But we can multiply a fraction by 1. And because anything multiplied by itself is the same thing, 2 over 2. So what we've done, when we multiplied by 2, we actually multiplied by was 2 over 2. We multiplied the top by 2 and we multiplied the bottom by 2, which simplifies to 1. And you can multiply anything by 1 because 1 doesn't change anything when you multiply by it. It just stays the same. So remember, you're always multiplying the top and the bottom so that your fraction stays the same.